So the idea is Philip is going to fall in love with Lily's imaginary friend Phoebe because they're both like depressed, alcoholic imaginary friends that aren't good role models to the children. Then nearly lead the children because they fall in love and run away together.
Well, they don't run away together, they run away to the bedroom.
So what are we actually going to see in the film?
Sorry.
Well, it's going to start off in the house, and it's going to start off, say, like the mum's in the kitchen, and then Henry and Philip are in a different room, but you don't see Philip till like a bit later on, which is after Henry goes and asks his mum for a drink, and she makes a drink for him and Philip, and then Philip appears, and then with the alcohol, he adds the like in a hip flask or something like that, and then there's going to be a conversation brought up about going to the park, where Henry's going to try and find some friends because he only has Philip as his friend. He goes to the park and there's a girl, Lily, sat on a swing, and there's a spare swing and then another one where Henry sits down and then he asks Philip to sit down. But then there's an argument between Lily and Henry about their imaginary friends because Lily is sat in the spare seat, and then she appears, then there's the argument between the two kids, and Philip and Phoebe like have a little conversation.
It's going to be the idea of like Henry and Lily are not going to get on at all. But then Philip and Phoebe is going to like love at first sight sort of thing. It's going to be quite cheesy. But I think music we're going to use quite as a big thing for it. Kind of like the advert. Keep it quite. We want it quite upbeat. It's kind of like just fun short film, not like anything too meaningful.
Yeah.
I know you looked at Job Death Right, didn't you?
Yeah.
Because like the filming wise, I think that'd be a really good thing to look at, like how they do the shots and stuff. Because especially like when I can't remember the character's name, but when she sees Fred, and then obviously when anybody else looks at her, like obviously she's just talking to herself, and you kind of.
Yeah, I think we're going to do that a bit, like in the point of view of like the mum,
Yeah.
him having a conversation with himself, and she's just like.
Yeah, she could look really worried.
Yeah.
It's good. Luke?
How's it going to end?
It's going to end with Philip and Phoebe in the bedroom. Not like we're not going to film anything like that, but it's going to end like that.
Did we just say it was going to end with
Like the door closing.
the door closing? Yeah.
Or like the sheets going over there, something like that.
Sarah?
Like in Drop Dead Fred, the imaginary friends quite like wacky and crazy. You're gonna make that like them two so they stand out quite a bit, so it's obvious they're the imaginary friends.
It's going to make a bit more like the opposite, maybe like more like depressed, like
Yeah.
not like we don't have like normal imaginary friends who like happy, like people that keep the children interested. It's going to be like the children are just bored of them now, and they're just like.
Yeah.
why
They
are you
will
so-
dress like differently to the normal, like not normal clothes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Look
with different
different.
clothes and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
I still think you should have them in suits.
In suits. Yeah, we did think about that.
Yeah. Just,
Iceland.
yes.
How are you going to show that they're imaginary?
Well, of course, we're going to have the shots of them like with no one there, and then they're going to appear. So.
I like the title, to be honest.
But Philip and Phoebe one.
I like that.
Mm.
Does it
I
make
like
sense
that.
though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's both the imaginary friends, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of like
You don't
suggest
guess it.
something.
You won't be able to guess from Philip and Phoebe. You think it'd be more a typical man and woman thing, not imaginary friends as well.
Mm.
Yeah.
And because the main intention straight away would be the little boy, then possibly the little girl, you think it'd be more about them, not about their imaginary friends.
Yeah.
So you're just doing it a bit differently, I like that.
So have you got a message or moral or not?
Sorry.
Have you got a message or moral that you want
Oh, we're not gonna. We didn't really think like a message moral. It was more like just like a fun one this time, I think. There's not really any meaning to it or anything like that.
Don't get alcoholic imaginary friends.
You got that?
But the underlying narrative, we discussed it, didn't we? The underlying narrative is the fact that the kids need imaginary friends for whatever
Yeah.
reason, and then suddenly that reason isn't there anymore, so it doesn't matter that the two imaginary friends go off. There is a kind of underlying message in there somewhere, which I think stop kicking the camera, which I think could be delivered via the script
Yeah.
between Philip and Phoebe. The fact that they feel unwanted, da 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 da. It was different in the old days, you know,
Mhm.
when Henry and Lily were lonely and had no friends and no life.
Yeah, now they're kind of.
Life was good then for them, you know. That's why he started drinking. Yeah, that type of thing. Luke?
Have you got like enough scenes or situations for like 5 minutes?
We do need to think of like a few more situations because we don't want it to just be like in the park. We kind of want like Philip and Phoebe like day out sort of thing. Maybe like a few days of them like doing different things together.
Because the only thing is, if this little boy and girl seem to not like each other, like the Philip and Phoebe, they wouldn't be together. So like, if they hate each other first off, I don't see why they'd come back together for Philip and Phoebe because they're imaginary.
Well, it's kind of like the imaginary friend leaves Henry and then
Oh, okay.
they just leave them.
Because I've got an idea, like, have you got an idea of how you could bring Henry and Lily together? 'Cause if they don't like each other, then they need to come back to each other, don't they? Does that make sense?
Neighbours.
Yeah, I was going to say, if like maybe their parents are friends. Or,
Yeah, or neighbours' young child's come around to play. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, great.
So they have to be together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going to show?
Or babysitting. Mum could babysit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Are you going to show so that Philip and Phoebe do go away from Henry and whatever
Yeah.
her name is?
Well, I think that's might be like the main thing of them, like Philip and Phoebe like bonding,
So this Henry
like
kid.
away from Henry and Lily.
So Henry and Lily are sort of just a couple minutes, and
Yeah,
then
they're
it's
not going to be
Philip
like a
and
big
Phoebe.
part of it. Like the main story is on these two imaginary people that fall in love.
Also, you're gonna have like, say that Henry and Lily like in panic, wondering where their imaginary friends are.
We did talk about possibly when Philip and Phoebe leave, that there could be like, you know, when kids are told off or like get something taken away from them, they go on a little strop, then
Yeah.
like 5 minutes later they're happy again, they don't really care. We think of maybe doing that, and then maybe that could be why they bond Lily and Henry together.
They just forget that Philip and Phoebe were there in the first place. And just kind of just like carry on without them.
Or I don't know, you could do another like imaginary friend at the end. Like he's got a new friend, like he's forgotten all about Philip and he's just created someone else.
You could do a scene where, like, Philip doesn't come back or comes back really late one night. Do you know what I mean? And poor Henry's sat up waiting for him.
Stumbling through the door.
Yeah, stumbling drunk through the door. Where have you been?
Head, you know?
Yeah. There's quite a lot of things you could do with it.
Yeah, there is a lot
Yeah.
of things. That's what we just need to look into.
Yeah, you just need to plan it. Any more feedback?
I'd watch it.
You would?
I'd watch it.
Yeah, I would.
You want to watch it?
Who else would watch it? Hands up, I'm panning. I'm sweeping the room. I don't know if there's pressure of the camera, but it looks like everyone would watch it, so it's all good. Well done, guys. Good stuff.